A very good morning, traders, and welcome to the channel. This is Curious Combo. Once again, today is March 20th, Thursday, and we're about to trade the DAX on these volatile markets again, taking our position in the 15 and 5-minute time frames. You're looking at the daily time frame as usual. We will drill down from this overall market outlook using the macroeconomic news and my double stochastic strategy. If you're new to the channel, you can see my original video, how to use this strategy and why. Why does it work on every market, every time frames, and why you should consider using it and giving it a try. And also there's that like button right next to the subscribe button. It would really help the channel if you click on that and leave me a comment, especially if you want to try this strategy out or you want to share what you're using in your markets. I would be happy to learn about it and learn also if you have any discoveries on my strategy. I use this strategy to make trading a business-like process where some people might consider it as boring. I want to take the excitement out of trading and really consider and commence my trading very business-like, not forcing my trades in and only take the most high probability trades using this strategy and make consistent money online. We have been on an extended bull run on the DAX, whereas the other parts of the world have been confused and on the downside. Dow and S&P 500 and the NQ have lost hundreds of points during the last 2 months, whereas DAX has rallied up, giving a push by the defense industry naturally. And now that we are still in the negotiation talks between Russia and Ukraine, and this Saturday the US administration will meet with the Ukrainian delegation. So we are about to see some movements related to that. Obviously, US also has the mineral deal on the table with Ukraine, so everything affects everything, like we know, but especially during these times. So we definitely do not trade on the daily time frame. Anything can happen overnight and over weekend. However, the technicals would tell us, but sudden spikes up or down may occur that might hit your stop loss sooner than you were subscribing to. Let's drill down a little bit down the time frames. Here on the daily time frame, you could see that the stochastics were pointing upwards and are reaching the 80 level, being a bit exhausted on the daily time frame. A lot has taken the price up yesterday. We're currently at 23,265 and sure enough, as earlier this week and last week we were paying attention to the higher end of this range that has been here solid, 23,486. Yesterday 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the European afternoon, my local time, we went and touched this the higher end of this range, and now cannot say that this is a correction, but it has rejected clearly on the hourly time frame, and the bottom of the range still stands here at 22,218. So this is our area of interest, and this was one of the previous macro trend line support that I draw. It's still valid, but very far from it now, some 277, yeah, close to, well, about 200-ish points between there, but I am looking very carefully when we move towards tomorrow, Friday, especially when the German parliament will sign off the new debt deal and spending in the German economy. So not only for the months and even years to come, we're looking for DAX and the whole German and European economy altogether to have a very positive momentum. So I'm not, as mentioned before, I'm not a big short trader, and especially in these markets where we are on the top of the very long months on positive range on DAX. So I rather sit on my hands and wait for a buying opportunity. The long time benefit is anyways on the upside, and so I would not be shorting anywhere close to these kind of market conditions, ranging and a clear bull trend. Just sit on your hands and wait for a proper opportunity, and you will be making your money. So the range is here on hourly time frame, and if we look at the intraday where we take our positions, here is the 15 minutes. Those are the previous earlier week trades that we spoke yesterday and day before. On the 5-minute time frame, I was using a high leverage, so gaining the same benefit on those two trades intraday as I would be swing trading for days on or weeks on end. So those were the ones yesterday. I found a little bit of uncomfort at the start of the day when the DAX was dipping and dipping even more all the way until the US pre-market open, and from there on we got a positive 123 to 370 point gain, over 200 points in the afternoon and evening session. That was well expected, but initially these two drops was a bit confusing. Perhaps the sellers were stepping in and pushing the markets down. So this is how I use and have a look how I use the strategy, waiting for these kind of buy points, even on the ranging markets, even though they are a bit difficult and they might be a bit scary, and a lot of people lose a lot of money in these kind of market conditions. But if you have the overall sentiment and market macroeconomic news in your back pocket, so you can reflect to that what's about to happen and combine it with this strategy. So the market was pushed clearly to the oversold territory 2 times, where after the stochastic returns to the 50% level and moves upwards from there, it's easier to take these trades, even though, as you can see, this is not an ideal and optimal situation when the stochastics are diverted this way. And sure enough, they were pushed back down again, followed only by the slow and fast one moving once again for a good 100+ points upward. But when it hovers in the midline, in the mid-range, so you gotta be cautious when the sellers step in and start pushing the markets to their favorable conditions and direction. So only look for these above and moving together, like here. This is very, very good and profitable in the evening, this local 8:30 time. You can consider this your local where you were at the time if you were trading DAX yesterday. But when the oscillators, the slow and fast moving, overlaid on top of each other, are grouped together, moving upwards from the mid-range, so then you have your positive long position coming. And here again, but then the markets are closed already local time after 10 and 11 o'clock here. This is how I use the strategy. Today there will be initial job claims and Fed manufacturing survey early in the morning, New York 8:30, and followed by existing home sales at 10 o'clock, and US leading economic indicators will be published also 10 o'clock. So market will be moving according in the US with those, and DAX will be affected. So if you're trading the Europe Open, do so. You're good 90 minutes, 2 hours in the morning when Europe opens at 10:15, and then look for next volatile action in the late European session, early evening, 4 to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in European time. You have a good day in the markets. Stay cautious, stay smart, trade smart, and leave me a comment how you find this strategy. Have you tested this double stochastic strategy, and did you find it helpful? I will be here on the markets today, early in the morning now and late in the evening, but I will be happy to read your comments, and I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.